Well, Jeff King's not here. I'm Andy Erickson. This is Not Another Shooting Show. A special bonus episode this week was down at Free State Championship in DeSoto, Kansas, outside Kansas City, and sat down and recorded with some folks. Stephen Tomilson was there, sort of helping me co-host, so he's who you'll hear with me. We'll start with him. Jeff was not there, so there's literally no Jeff in this. I take that back. There is Jeff. Jeff Pickman, the match director from the Free State Championship, will be making an appearance. Also, Vince Hall from Stonebridge Gun Works. And 2023 limited national champion Scott Brown will join us here on the podcast. We weren't allowed to have beer at Mill Creek, so we handed out Skittles instead. So, Skittles, beer. Well, Scott wasn't old enough for beer anyway, so it was probably good that we brought Skittles. Anyway, thank you for downloading, listening. Patreon.com/NotAnotherShootingShow. This is not like a teaser that's trying to get you to download it. That'll be tomorrow. That'll be the episode that drops tomorrow. But this is just a bonus episode we're just putting out because we did some recordings. It was a lot of fun. So without any further me talking, let's just jump to Stephen and me recorded live at Mill Creek Rifle Club. Okay, the infamous Steven.
That's me.
Tomilson.
Oh, and it's already recording. Okay.
Yeah, we're recording.
Fighting with my mic.
He's not Jeff King. I'm Andy Erickson.
Oh, shit. I totally planned on just introducing myself as Jeff King when I got on here. I'm just going to tell everyone, I'm Jeff King, the famous Jeff King.
Yes.
Midwest Giant.
Only a foot shorter than he is. So you went and walked stages.
I did. I got here like an hour before you did. So.
And I am recording audio for the show instead of walking stages. How screwed am I?
You're shafted on the far end of the stages. Well, I guess they started opposite end this year. So Bay 1 is the big one as opposed to previous years, which is like stage 10 usually. So the big ones are all down there for the most part, and you're going to have a hell of a time in the morning walking. It's going to be confusing. You're going to lose your mind.
Really?
I mean,
are you just fucking with me?
A little bit.
Okay.
There's a lot of like left, right kind of things going on down there.
Oh, okay.
So.
Well, I know left and right. I just get them backwards sometimes.
That won't work out well for you.
Okay, that could be a problem. I remember where things are, but I'll say like when something's to the left, I'll say right, and I don't know why. I just do. My 11-year-old does it better than I do. And we're right by a rifle range that's active right now.
They'll be shooting all day tomorrow too, apparently. So.
Well, that's fine. I mean, it's not in the way of the match at all.
No.
So it just surprised me. I was grabbing stuff out of the truck, setting up here, and there were a couple of guys behind rifles. I'm like, oh, and I don't have any. I have nothing on my ears right now. This could be bad.
Oh no, it's fun when if you shoot like the locals over here. There'll be guys on this range all the time, just like sighting in their rifles before hunting season or whatever, and then just somebody trying to read like the match briefings or describe what's going on, calling out squads, whatever, and then somebody just crack.
Yeah. Okay, so what would you say the flavor of the stages is here for the free? By the way, we should say where we are. We're at the Free State Championship. Free State is Kansas, by the way.
Yeah.
DeSoto, Kansas. Just outside of Kansas City.
Yeah. In Olathe. I'm not sure actually how to say it. The Midwest pronounces things weird.
I think is it Olathe? Yeah. Well, yeah, DeSoto, but is it Olathe? Is that how it's pronounced?
Oh, Olathe.
Yeah. My sister used to live down in this area, so I know some things.
But we're in DeSoto.
But yeah, the range is in DeSoto. Yeah. So, but like, what's the flavor of the match? Would you say?
Kind of. I think there's a lot of flow or a lot of opportunities for it as long as you know exactly where you're going and have your spots indexed. There's a lot of opportunities to just sort of string things together, blend your positions, as it were. If you're not going to be good at blending, it's going to be really, really stilted. You're just going to like find a spot, shoot what you can see, find the next spot, shoot the things you know you have to see. Okay,
Jeff is a firm believer in doing that.
What, stopping?
Going to the spots and shooting the stuff and then going to the next spot as fast as you can and shooting all the stuff. Like, unless it's completely stupid, he thinks that's like shooting on the move is dumb.
I think none of it's like so precise where you'd have to like shoot, shuffle like 6 inches, shoot, shuffle 6 inches, shoot, shuffle. It's not going to be anything like that, but there's spots where it like definitely behooves you to be pivoting or like slow rolling it through a gap between walls.
Oh, okay. So it's not like you couldn't really flow as opposed to the spots.
Yeah, like if Jeff shot it like, I mean, he says he doesn't like to shoot on the move. He also says he doesn't practice, and that's just two lies. I've seen him.
I know.
So, yeah.
He doesn't dry fire.
Whatever, Jeff.
Okay. He's
He's probably dry firing right
son
now.
of a bitch is probably lying. Yeah, he's pulling a Joel and he's taking the weekend off to stay home and train.
He's gonna hate that you said that so much. I love it. It's gonna hurt him deeply. It cuts. We gave him tons of shit in Minnesota. He was like, he's like, oh, I never practice. I'm out of practice. Yada yada yada. And then he admitted, like the last stage of the day, he said something about practice, and everyone's like, oh, we got you. So
lying bastard.
Yep.
I actually have practiced I've dry fired probably a dozen times all summer. I've gone to the range for actual dedicated practice 2 or 3 times that I recall. And the last time I practiced, it wasn't so much practice as it was, my phone is ringing.
Unprofessional. Absolutely unprofessional.
And it's spam too, of course. But I was really just going to see if I like the tack sport better than, to see if the Shadow 2 I liked as much as the tack sport.
I mean, and yeah, I've heard your opinion on that. I don't agree with you. I've never shot the tack sport, but I can tell you're wrong.
Okay, that sounds like a completely well-informed opinion.
As I'm in Jeff's role here, so that's what I'm trying to bring to it.
People, it's like, I don't know. It's like the Shadow 2 is like the it's like the what was that? It's like the Hunger Games movies. You know, we're just going to keep doing it because the first one is good, so we're going to keep going to that well. Even though by the time we got to the third one, it wasn't that good anymore. You know what I mean?
Fair, yeah.
But then, meanwhile, there's like some other movie that was actually really good that you could have gone to instead of that third one. That's the tack sport.
I mean, yeah, the Shadow 2 did what it was supposed to do, like being a production gun. So
exactly.
The box, it did what
for
it had
sure.
to do, right?
For a production CO gun, it's the best one. But like, I don't. It's not as easy to shoot as the tack sport.
Oh no, it was never meant to be. I mean, you don't have as much mass on there at all. Like a shorter barrel.
No, you have more.
Yeah, is the Shadow heavier?
They're about the same weight.
Huh?
They're very close in weight and I have the TS Orange, the old one, not the 2. The 2 is heavier actually. It's got even more weight. But Anyway, so there's going to be a lot of blending. There's going to be. What else are we going to have here? Is that's
not a stage. I think they've just got that's Brody Adkison checking his zero or his functionality right now.
Okay. So do we have 11 stages? 10 stages.
Plus chrono.
And chrono. And I found out my ammo's no good. So
your reloads?
Yeah, no. I'm out of powder for my other load, so I'm shooting factory.
I was like, are you looking for shields?
No. I had the ammo. I've got 115 grain blazer.
I'm shooting blazer today or tomorrow too. So.
Well, what do you mean?
115. Factory.
I know it does.
So
seem weird
sensitive, and my hands hurt.
I can't tell the difference. When I'm shooting a 3-pound gun with 9mm, I can't tell the difference.
I don't know when the last time I actually shot 115 grain actually even was. It was probably when I was still new and everything felt like hell to me back then. So
yeah. So how long? You've only been shooting like 2 years, 3 years?
Oh no, this is we are closing out. I think my 4th season.
4th season. Okay. So never mind. You aren't as new. I thought Jeff said you were only. Or no, who is it that's only shot like 2 years?
Nick.
Oh, yeah, that asshole. That's who he was talking about. Okay.
That asshole indeed.
Now I remember. So you've been down here a bunch just for like club matches.
Yeah.
How long of a drive is it from Omaha to here?
It's just under 3.
Okay, so it's way more doable for you. This is 5.5 hours from my house to here. So
usually if I can't make our club match because of like drill weekends or whatever, I'll try to come down here because they put on a banger of a local match. They do really, really good, like really diverse stages. Really well thought out stuff, and they run really efficiently. The drive, like having 6 hours driving both ways, kind of rough, but I do that to myself. And
well, but I mean, I've driven down to Omaha day of a match and driven home the same day. Like it's about 3 hours to the range. Yeah. I mean, Omaha's not that far, but the range is like 3 hours. So
they always start late too. They have like either a 9 or a 10 o'clock show depending on the season usually. So it's.
Are you talking about Mill Creek here or Omaha?
Mill Creek.
Oh, yeah. Okay. No, it's a nice range. I'm excited to see the rest of it. I've only seen like the first.
Is this your first time down here at all?
Never been here before.
Oh, yeah. You've never shot a free state?
No.
Oh, this
first time.
It's not fair that this is your first free state.
Why?
There are clouds in the sky. It is not 90 degrees. It's
the reason Jeff bitched out of not coming because he heat strokes every time he comes down here.
I mean, I don't know how many times he shot it, but yeah, if he actually got heat stroke, I would. That's bad. So I'll still make fun of him for not coming because that is a good match. in the past has been like it's me versus the match for the most part. Like, can I finish the game and still have my head in it and not feel like I'm gonna die?
No, I mean, Cornhusker's been that way, or when it was Great Plains there has been that way before too. Though, like there was the 1 year where they were back to back. Like Free State was Saturday and Great Plains was Sunday
in Omaha,
and it was like the muggiest, most humid match weather I've ever been a part of. It was disgusting. Was that before you shot? I think it was.
Yeah, I don't know if it was
2019.
I don't know if it was the first year that you got Great Plains up there. That was 2019 or 2020. That was when I started shooting.
21 was when it went to South Dakota.
Okay, I didn't shoot any majors my first year because I couldn't. Like, I would load practice score and didn't look around, so like nothing showed up ever. And there, all I saw was locals, so I didn't know how to like look around because I'm an idiot. But
that's another thing too. Like sometimes, depending on what device I'm looking at, practice score will try to tell me I live in Omaha.
Mine says "fuck you, you live in London now."
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I've gotten that before too.
Yep.
Where I'm somewhere in Europe.
Yep.
That's really weird. Hello, Heidi. Good. I got Skittles, by the way. They're in the truck still, though.
Free candy, Heidi.
Yeah,
free candy.
We're handing out candy. But no, like I'll go on practice score and I'm trying to look for a match, and like the Sioux Falls Practical Shooters Club, the one just east of Sioux Falls, I completely missed a couple of matches because of that. Like I didn't look at the map to see what practice score was loading.
Yeah.
It's just going off the location service on your phone, and when I'm on,
if you click 5 miles to the west, it shows you everything.
No, it's like for some reason, like when I'm on mobile internet with a Sioux Falls address, like I have location on whatever, it says I'm in Omaha. I don't know why. But if I'm on Wi-Fi, then it says I'm where I am. I don't know.
Practice score is weird.
It can be for sure. But anyway, so we don't have beer, but we have Skittles to try and bribe people with. I got to get them out of the truck. So we're going to get them out of the truck and see if we can get somebody to come over here.
Easy. There's plenty of people.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
I actually inherited a couple of Shure 55S's. You know that, Mike? The old school.
Oh, I have
Dynamic?
several sitting on a shelf
Do you?
in the basement.
Do you have a connector for it that I can adapt to an XLR?
If you don't, I can make you one.
Oh, you're my new best friend. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, Jeff Pickman, match director of the Free State Championship, who I just met about 15 minutes ago, and found out you used to do sound for concerts. Like,
yes, sir.
Big ass concerts. Like,
I've been around the block a few
drop
times.
some names.
Oh, well, I did the Misfits reunion tour a couple years ago. We did like Philadelphia, Madison Square Gardens, a few things there. I was the audio system tech on that. The list is a mile long. I can hardly remember. I got out of it so I could shoot more. I was always on the road. Couldn't go to matches. Couldn't shoot. I retired from concerts, and now I work for a company doing AV integration and design work. So I get to stay home and sleep in my bed and shoot matches. So
it's finally another person that's bent their life around the shooting sports.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. You. Although that grind of doing that though, like it looks sexy when you're the concert goer.
Oh yeah.
It looks sexy, but I look at. Like I brought binoculars the second night of Metallica, and like you could see like the people working, like you can tell like they're fucking working. Like it's not just like, oh, I get to work at a Metallica concert. Like they're working.
Oh yes, I mean, you know, we're getting in at 6 a.m., unloading semi trucks, throwing PA in the air, sound lights, video, doing a concert, tearing it all out, putting it in a truck, going to the next city and doing it again.
Yeah. Now you know about microphones though, right?
A little bit.
Yeah. Remember you're supposed to do it like this.
I know.
Like, okay. Just
you like this. But if you're compressing it, it should be good.
Well,
I can't hear you. So
I know. It's all going into one track, so they're not individual.
It doesn't actually produce the podcast.
Well, here's the thing. I can do that, but it's a pain in the dick. I don't like doing it because the software sucks, and I don't know how to do it in Adobe. So
it's just gonna be an audio nerd podcast.
Yeah.
We're gonna talk about like digital workstations and all that crap.
Yeah.
When you're doing a non-shooting podcast, I'll show you my basement recording studio sometime.
Oh, that sounds fun. Okay, so is this your first time as a match director for this?
This is actually my first time as match director for the Free State match. I mean, it's my first time match directing a level 2.
So, what did you learn?
I think the bigger question is, what didn't I learn?
Okay.
I've learned a lot. I mean, obviously, I still have a lot to learn because we still have tomorrow. I think the biggest thing I learned, honestly, is you can't do it on your own. There's no way. Honestly, at this point, I'm just a guy that pushes Excel spreadsheets and makes sure people got what they need. I got an amazing bunch of people here at this club. First off, the club here is just top notch. I mean, we get a lot of people that come to our local matches on a monthly basis from a lot of areas within 2-3 hours. The amount of volunteer help we got this year is just insane. I've got Vince. I call him a co-match director because he's not my assistant. He's not anything. He's right there helping me. And Keith Stevenson has been our range engineer, helping with stage builds. And I couldn't do any of this without those guys. So probably the biggest thing I learned is you can't do it yourself. It takes a team of people.
How many total staff do you have?
57.
That's a pretty good number for a 10-stage match. That's healthy.
Now, and that being said, some of that stuff is things like we actually have a whole video crew coming out.
Oh, wow.
We have a photographer, we have a social media person working the match. We have a video crew that's going to do post-production on videos for marketing for not just the match, but the club and some other stuff too. So, I mean, we're really trying to step this, we really want to make this the premier Midwest Level 2 match. One of them. We want them all to be big.
Well, yeah. No, I'm jealous because, like, you guys, Omaha, like, you have these bigger metros to draw on, and we have Sioux Falls, like 200,000 people. What's the Omaha metro?
I don't know numbers, man.
500,000, 600,000, 700,000, something like. You guys have a lot bigger club.
We've got Lincoln too, right nearby, so that helps a lot.
And we're, I mean, the locals all help out, but it's tough, like getting everybody, and not everybody wants to work every match too. Right. Like I can tell we're starting to get at the point where people are kind of like, yeah, I'll still work if it's here, but I don't really, and I'm not saying that negatively. Like, I get it, you know.
Mill Creek also has a pretty unique volunteer structure just for your locals, just the way that you actually run that throughout the year too, right?
Yeah, so just to kind of explain how we do some of those, like to get club membership, get a discounted rate, you got to set up help set up 2 matches a year, and you automatically become a club member. There you get discounted rates. The other thing we do is we've got some amazing sponsors that sponsor our local matches for a prize table at the end of the year for volunteer prize table. We get Vortex, we've got Hunters HD Gold, we've got, I think, Pro Years.
Athlon. Maybe not. Did I misspeak?
I can't remember.
Well, they're sponsor of the match. I saw the banner out there.
Hey, John, is Athlon a prize table sponsor? Yes. Okay, yes, Athlon. Who else do we have for prize table sponsors? Okay, you're good. Well, no, not for the match, for our volunteer prize table.
Volunteer prize table. Oh, that's very easy. Yeah, Athlon, Hunters HD Gold,
Vortex
Optics, and IsoTune Sports.
IsoTune Sports, that's who it was. So, yeah, those 4. So that was John. He is our club president, and he is our multi-gun director, and he's the one that set that volunteer prize table up. I'm not taking any credit for that.
No, that's a really good idea.
That's very cool.
But no, at the end of the year, for every match you set up, you get entered into that, and so it's kind of created this culture of, like, people wanting to volunteer. I think we gave away, like, a significant amount of prizes at the end of the year at, like, our membership meeting. And it helps, but I think the bigger thing is, it's empowering them to try to it's their club. It's not my club. It's not John's club. We're here to serve them. And if they want to have a good match, come out and put on a good match. We're here just to help them succeed in putting on a good match.
So how did you go about deciding the stages? What was your, did you design them? Did you?
No, I designed some of them. We had several stages were kind of collaborative between me, Vince, Keith Stevenson. We had some stages designed by Craig Oakenfuss, Rich Suzuki, and Ben DeHamers. I think the rest were designed between me and Vince, mostly.
Okay. What would you say is the flavor? Steven told me what he thought the flavor was.
We've tried to make the flavor... The only way I describe it is we want it to be a nationals caliber flavor of stages.
Oh, okay.
That's kind of our goal, is a national, but not. And when I say that, I don't mean like hard.
Right.
I mean, you're testing skills. You're not just getting stages that you're going to see at a local match.
Well, and I mean, a quality stage can be at a local match.
Yes.
It can be at nationals. Like, there was a guy volunteered to do a couple stages at our club match last night, and one of them was awesome, incredibly good stage. And it's like, I don't know, first time I ever saw a stage from him. So, like, it doesn't have to be. Like, it could be a club match. It doesn't necessarily have to be for a nationals. But so as far as the how did you pick the ones you were going to use, though? Like, were there more than you needed, and then it's like, okay, well, these two are kind of too similar. We're going to get rid of that one.
We honestly, we didn't end up doing a lot of that. We had, I think, one extra that we decided to scrap and just went. What we did was we used Practice Sim.
I love it. It's so easy.
We built every bay in Practice Sim. We had a bunch of things we had a list of things we wanted to test. Skills, we made lists of that. We just kind of tried to make sure we got it all into there. We 3D modeled it all in Practice Sim. We sent it back and forth between me and Vince. Pulled a few other people involved here and there just to look at things, give us some opinions. And I feel like it translated pretty well to the ground when we started building stages.
Yeah, no, the best stages at the Great Plains match this year were the ones that me and Bruce were arguing back and forth over the internet on Practice Sim.
Don't get me wrong. I'm going to jokingly say this, but it's a half joke. It's that I can cuss on here, right?
Yes.
I listen to your podcast.
Fucking
I know that. I go look at a stage. Once it's on the ground, I look at a stage, and then I piss Vince off, and I say, "Here's what we need to do." And Vince is like, "No, I want to do this," and then we piss Keith off. And in the end, when we all come to an agreement, it's like, okay, this is a great stage.
Yeah. No, and like as long as nobody gets married to their stage, like that was my biggest mistake the first time. Like, this is my precious. Yeah. This is my perfect precious. And when things weren't perfect, like I freaked out about it. I'm like, what are you doing to my precious? And then when Bruce and I, like, this is the first year I've used Practice Sim, and when I started setting stages back and forth with Bruce Schmidt out in Rapid City, it was, oh, I didn't see that. And this is a good idea. And sometimes it's like, no, I don't like that idea. I'm not going to use it. But, like, you can start with just the bones of a stage, and then it goes around to a few different people, and it still gets perfected when it goes on the ground, too, 100%.
Yeah. And I'd say I'd be remiss to not shout out Craig Oakenfuss because he's the match director of Pioneer Gun Club's USPSA. He helped immensely. He helped in proofing stages. We got a list of things we were probably going to be short based on the stage we want. They brought some extra stuff for us to use. And so that helps too. So we had all that we needed to make the match happen and not be limited by what we had in stock as a club, if that makes sense.
No, there's not a lot of clubs like ENGC. You guys have enough stuff to do the whole match yourself.
We have just enough. Like, I think last year we ran out of wall feet. We didn't have wall stands at the end of it, and we were pretty low on walls and barrels. Like, it was down to, I don't know how they managed it with the stage designers, but like we had like the exact number of everything we needed.
Oh, wow. But I mean, you guys have done
they've been doing
big matches
there
forever.
Yeah, so.
Like, but so it just gets managed, like, because that's one thing. If you're not working off an inventory, it can be problematic. But like, this was the first year. Oh no, I take that back. Actually, SFPS they did one of the stages, so we didn't do it entirely on our own. But the other 10 stages were all our stuff. But like, it's hard even for a club the size of yours to just have all the stuff because you don't need that many walls all of the rest of the year. You don't need that many target stands or legs or wall stands or any of that stuff. But then all of a sudden when you need it, it's like, I hate driving T-posts. I hate it so much. Okay, so what I'm going to ask you, I'm going to put you on the spot a little bit, Jeff. Okay, first question, what's the best part running the match?
The best part running the match is, honestly, it's probably the response that I'm getting from everybody that shot the match today and the people that have come by after walking stages and just talking to me about it. Mm-hmm. It's just been, it makes it feel like, okay, the work we did is not going unnoticed. That's the best part to me, honestly.
Okay, now here's the part where I'm putting you on the spot. What's the worst part running the match?
Oh, dude, that's easy. My first three stages, first 3 out of 4 stages, 2 mic FTSA, 2 mic FTSA, 2 mic FTSA. Oh, how many times did I walk the stage? Yeah, I should have walked it more.
Yeah.
But, I'm running around, getting things going and making sure the tablets are right, it's staff, staff morning. We're working through some bugs. I mean, don't get me wrong. Match today went really good overall. Yeah. But, at the start of the day, there's always going to be some kinks. There's some things you're going to find. There's some things you got to run around and deal with. And so, so I think I may have shot a couple stages that I'm like, okay, that was okay.
Yeah.
You got to shoot a division you don't care about when you're match directing.
Yeah, well, I shot CO and I usually shoot production, but
That's what I should. I should just like shoot open with a production gun next year when I'm running a match.
Just to really sandbag it.
Just
throw it away.
Yeah, let's just see what happens. Let's just see what happens. Well, Jeff Pickman, match director, Free State. Thanks so much for coming on the podcast.
Thank you guys.
Okay, now we are joined here at Free State by Vince Hall. Welcome to the show, Vince. We talk about you a lot.
Yeah, no, it's good. Every time you say my name, you got to drink now.
Yeah, you're the new lane. No,
the new lane.
Jeff already mentioned that.
So many names are just an excuse for them to drink on the radio.
Yeah. I still haven't. I found the file of the episode that shall never air.
Oh.
We were so completely shit-faced that it was just absolute gibberish by the end.
I would love to hear that.
Oh, God.
Don't even care what controversial topics come up.
It wasn't. I don't think it was even that. It was just stupid. I think it went so far off the rails. But anyway, so Vince, you're sort of Jeff called you I don't know, what did he call him, the co-match director or sort of assistant guy or
co-match director, I think is your official title.
I don't know.
I'm not the match director.
No,
I just
but
help
you did a lot of work helping.
Yeah.
I think your name was second on the matchbook, wasn't it?
I don't know.
Okay. Yeah. You didn't read the matchbook either?
No, I didn't read the matchbook either.
It's like a movie poster.
I've had to ask Jeff what time we show up tomorrow and everything else, and he's like, it's in the matchbook. And I was like, well, people keep asking.
That's what I say too.
So,
like that was when I asked you that question, like, hey, what time will the match get over? Like, usually the question I get when I'm the match director for Great Plains is, hey, how late is the gate open so we can walk stages? It's in the matchbook. Asshole, read the matchbook.
I asked you that question when I went up and shot your match.
Did you?
I did, yes.
Here's my actual answer is like, I can't remember what I put in the matchbook.
Yeah, I think you told me the times.
Oh, did I? Okay. It started happening a lot, though, so that I just started saying, I can't remember. It's like 6 or 7. Whatever I put in the matchbook is when it will close. And because like one of the local guys that lives in Canton just goes out and closes the gate and then it's all locked up.
As long as it's actually in the matchbook, because I would tell people to look at the matchbook and feel like an asshole when I didn't write it in there.
Yeah. Oh yeah, there's that too. Yeah. No, it was there. So have you been working much this week, or just out here working, or what's it been like? How much time have you spent out here getting the match ready?
I've been out here pretty much every day, including I think Monday. I don't recall. It's been kind of a long week, but I know I've been out here at least since Tuesday all through the week. So just kind of working on things, getting things together. And really we've had a huge crew. We get a lot of support from this club. I mean, we got a lot of shooters and a lot of new guys that contribute and help and come out and, build the stages for our local matches. And that just kind of falls right into what we're doing this week. So,
yeah.
I'm a very small part of the big group effort that's here. And it's a very successful program that we got because it's a volunteer, the members of MCPSL are the ones that put on the matches every month, and they all do a great part in coming together. So it's a huge team effort, and we've got a lot of great people.
Is the arrangement here sort of like is MCPSL like a separate entity from Mill Creek Rifle Club?
Correct. So MCPSL is a separate entity with its own separate insurance and its own separate, bank account and everything else. And then we're we coexist with the Rifle Club and they get paid per shooter or
sure.
something to that effect for events. MCPSL kind of the Mill Creek Practical Shooting League is USPSA, Steel Challenge, I-Core, and 3-Gun primarily. And I hope I'm not leaving anything out.
IDPA?
No, IDPA is not amongst us.
Okay.
and the official MCPSL, there is IDPA that goes on out here, but they're kind of their own.
Oh, they're their own thing.
It's IDPA and I-Core also, I think.
I-Core is part of MCPSL.
I was zoned out.
So a lot of revolvers
Have
out
some
here.
more Skittles.
I need the blood sugar.
Some more Skittles. Okay.
So a lot of revolvers out here.
Really? Oh, yeah. There's like a whole squad of revolvers at this match, isn't there?
Maybe 2. We kind of broke them up. I don't want to say that.
You sped up the match.
Stephen Lutman will be shooting with revolvers.
Oh my God! The production GM with
along with some other people, but yeah, I think it's like 12 revolvers on one squad. Maybe I don't know. I think our total, I'd have to pull up the statistics, but I think we're 19 to 20 revolvers in this match. And I think there's 20 revolvers in the handgun nationals.
Yeah. That's a lot. I've never been to a match with that many revolvers.
Yeah, because you guys got coverage last year for, I think it was either the 23 or the 22 Free State with because it had the revolver squad. So it was like
that was an article. I think Dave Williams wrote that, who's a founding member of the Kansas section and is also on the board in MCPSL.
Oh, okay.
So he shoots USPSA matches as well as puts on the I-Corps events out here. So he's primarily a revolver guy. So there's a bit of that culture out here.
Yeah. Do the revolvers? I mean, I've only shot in matches where there's like a revolver guy or maybe two ever, but like those are I don't mean to sound mean. They weren't good revolver shooters. They were like C-class revolver shooters. Like, are some of them good? Like, is it that much slower even than like if it's a good shooter? Are they still that slow?
Honestly, if you look at the times, they're not that much slower. I think you get the occasional masochistic revolver shooter that likes to shoot major power factor and run around and shoot six shots at a time for whatever reason. But, they exist out there. I don't think we have too many of those at this match, but they do exist. But, primarily I think we're a carry optics club.
I think that's most clubs for the most part. So I've sent you a carry optics gun and a limited optics gun to get milled. Are you seeing more limited optics guns coming in to get cut, or are people still really just getting like Shadow 2s and Glocks and whatever?
We cut a lot of tac sports at Stonebridge Gunworks. We do cut a lot of tac sports, but primarily if I look back at like the last year, Shadow 2s is the main market.
Oh, sure.
For sure. We cut more Shadow 2s than anything, and we cut a lot of Shadow 2 oranges because the oranges were not available in an optic-ready format, so the only way to get that build quality of the orange and mount an optic was to do a direct cut.
Sure. I'm now the converted when it comes to getting it milled. And mostly it's kind of like suppressors. I'm just too impatient. I'm just going to buy the thing that I can put it on today, And that was really the number one reason why I would just buy optic-ready guns, because I don't want to wait 2 weeks to send it off, get it back. First off, remember to send it. That's the biggest problem.
Correct.
Like I when I got my Shadow 2 cut, I paid for it, and then I think it was 3 days before I remembered to get to the. Actually, I tried to go one day, and I got to Hy-Vee too late. They wouldn't let me send it because they shut down the USPS machine, and so then I had to go back the next day to do it. So it was 3 days after I paid for it, and before I got it sent.
Trust me, you're ahead of the game. I have some people that it's like I'm calling them after 2 weeks, like you
paid for this.
Yeah, you did mail it? No, you did not mail it. I'll mail it in a few weeks. We try to keep an eye out for that.
Well, have you had jobs paid for that never came in? Because I have a list of like 20 people who have paid for pistol permit classes and they've never showed up.
I haven't, and I think there's been maybe just a few, but I've always reached out and communicated, and then we just processed a refund for them, because something came up, typically in their life. Is usually what happens in that.
Oh, okay.
So
it never went that far. Well, the whole thing with like doing classes though, if I don't make them pay in advance, they won't show up. Like I have a no refund policy. You'll get your class whenever you get around to it, but
you'll never get your money back.
But you'll never, unless I cancel it. I had to do that last year for one class when something very unexpected happened. But other than that, although there was the guy who, he somehow, I don't know how he did it. He paid for 2 classes, not like quantity 2. I don't know how Shopify works. I don't think you can double click it and get charged twice. But he managed to do this somehow, and so he's like, "It's just me. I didn't mean to buy." I refunded that guy. I'm not a total dick.
Yeah.
I think you'd have to with training, because I'm sure you get some people that just one, if you don't pay up front, you're not going to show up.
Oh, yeah.
And you run into, ego blocks, something happened, something came up. There's always an excuse of why I can't go out there and put myself out there and do something that's uncomfortable. And, when people come out and shoot a match, it's uncomfortable for the first couple times, and training, I think, is kind of the same thing.
Down here at Mill Creek, do you guys do anything for, like, new shooters specifically? Or is it just, like, come on out here, we're going to put our arm around you, and, like, here's how you do it. Just be safe.
So Richard Mata, who's sitting over there, actually, he's originally from California, and they had kind of like a big shooter orientation program. So for new shooters, we have them come in and actually have a new shooter orientation meeting every Saturday for those people. So Richard will take them out and kind of go over equipment and actually kind of walk them through some stages and talk to them about stuff and kind of keep them comfortable. And then we kind of spread our squads around so that we don't have like a ton of new shooters on one squad, and just kind of break those out. And then, us board members typically are spread out across the squad so that there's always somebody that's experienced kind of paired in. So typically every squad's going to have new shooters.
Yeah.
I think on average lately we've been running up to a dozen new shooters at times at every single match.
Wow.
So,
how many do you get for a club match usually?
The last club match I think was 78 shooters.
Dang.
And then 68 before that, and I think we were about 65, 68 before that. So, typically around 70 is a good benchmark.
Yeah.
For us right now. And we've seen kind of exponential growth this year. I think in all the shooting disciplines out here. I don't know why. I think everybody's just kind of bored with their COVID ammo and everything they stocked up when the world was ending, and they're tired of standing and shooting in a lane, and they just are looking for something else because we've seen an explosion in multi-gun also.
Yeah, any practical shooting sport, it will ruin going to a static range for you. Just absolutely ruins it. And I don't know, I mean, from what I've seen and heard just in the last 45 minutes since I've been sitting here is probably a lot of it has to do with having a well-developed club and culture of, like stuff's run well. It's not run Mickey Mouse, and there's not one tyrant running it or, a bunch of disorganization. It's just everything's sort of happening.
It's a member-run club.
Yeah.
And that's what it takes. And those fingers kind of reach out, and people are always kind of welcome into it. We see a lot more law enforcement also kind of coming out
That's
from
good.
different departments and stuff like that, which I appreciate a lot. I always get from the slide milling business locally. I see and deal with a lot of law enforcement.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, and
Do you have to get approved by departments? Do they have to put their stamp of approval on Gunworks?
So departments, we don't do many departments anymore because Glock will actually direct cut slides for.
Oh yeah, you told me that a couple weeks ago. That's right.
So yeah, Glock will, if you want an acro Glock, with an acro already on it, you could just order that from Glock, and they actually take the MOS slide. And then they direct cut it as opposed to cutting the MOS footprint specifically for an optic.
Sure.
Which is kind of nice because the MOS, the dovetail, is in a further rearward position, which allows them to fit with co-witness sights, certain optics that they can't typically do.
Yeah.
So ever since they started doing that, no, we did do some, and we were approved and done a couple of federal agencies in the past. And then when Glock started directly doing that, then, once I got set up and approved.
There's more money we could make here. We're going to, of course. So how'd you shoot today?
It was okay. I shot okay.
So are you being humble or did you?
I mean, I've got the results right here. I'll tell you. No.
Okay. Yeah, no, I mean, I could have shot a better match.
Well, that's everybody says that, but you shot. You didn't shit the bed.
Probably not.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
So in other words, you shot good. You could have had there's a shot here or two or a stage here and there you wish you had back, but other than that,
I could have pushed myself a little bit harder, here or there. That's kind of how it goes. But it's been, I could make a lot of excuses.
I gotta quit shooting like a bitch. That's my biggest problem right now.
Yeah, shooting like a bitch at 88%.
But I that was the thing though. I was taking my time on those back two.
Yeah, that's what happens when you're good. You can be calm and shoot alphas.
Hey, you're the master here. I don't know what you're talking about.
You're about to be.
Well, in
a made-up division, but whatever.
Not with my 65%.
Your classification is provisional as well.
Whatever. Okay, so what are you going to be doing tomorrow during the match then? What's your job, Vince? Are you running a stage or?
I'm not running a stage. I'm just going to be making sure that everything in the background is running possible and filling in where I can.
Yeah.
Ensuring that the well-oiled machine is going smoothly, and I'll just go where Jeff needs me to go and and where anybody else needs me to go at that time.
Running water to coolers. Oh, we talked on the phone a couple weeks ago, and you mentioned you got the idea for box lunches from coming to my match a couple years ago.
Absolutely.
I got that idea from going to Steven's Club to do the box lunches because it's just so quick and efficient. Like, if you're running a match, like, I don't care where you get them.
Grab sandwich, go away.
Yeah, it's like box of sandwich stuff and a bottle of water, go back to your bay, and we're back shooting in 35 minutes.
Exactly. If everything runs really good, I think we'll deliver sandwiches to the bays.
I've always wanted to do that. I haven't had quite enough people to do that.
We'll see if it happens.
Yeah, well.
No promises.
Yeah, I mean, this range is a little more spread out. It would make way more sense to do that. Mine's a little more central with the exception of the 3 bays on the one side and the rifle range on the other side. But so it's like, I mean, most of the bays are right around where the sandwiches are. So
yeah, that worked out very well this year.
It's so, if you're a club running a major, do the box lunches. Don't do the feed trough. The buffet line or whatever. It takes so long.
For us, the feed trough building was, way up there on the hill. And then, if you're in Bay 5, you're at a half-hour round-trip walk. It feels like.
Well, how far? I haven't been past this point yet. How far back does it go to the end of the bays here?
It's like almost a quarter mile.
Yeah.
Oh, it's way the hell back there.
Yeah, it's way back there.
Oh,
Bay 5 itself is an incredible bay. I don't think we're not utilizing the distance as much as we have in the past with that bay, fortunately.
Much appreciated, by the way. Much appreciated.
How big is it?
I have trauma
what's
from
the
Bay
dimensions of it?
I think it's 150 by 100 feet.
Feet. So it's like 30 yards by... Wait, no, 50 yards by...
You can get a 50-yard shot diagonal across it.
Okay.
I think we have 2 40-yard shots shooting straight across from the left side, and I think we're about 15 to 21 yards off the left side berm, and then we're shooting across 40 yards right now.
Oh, so there's a couple.
But only 2 targets, and they're wide open targets.
Yeah.
So nothing crazy.
Wide open or big poppers, I think, right, Steven? Big poppers are okay at like 50 yards?
I mean, I don't want to see them. I'll shoot at them, but I would still prefer not to.
I don't know. I like 1 or 2 targets like that in a match.
I mean, last month at the local here, I saw a production shooter just rip 15 splits at a 50-yard target from it was the back right corner and all the way to the front left corner. And he's like, pop up, went. He's like, it doesn't matter, it's irons.
Did he hit it?
He had an alpha mic.
He could.
He's got to practice those 50-yard doubles more.
Yeah.
Like, seriously.
I think the diagonal in the bay behind you is actually, there's a partial on that one that I think is probably more difficult. But I don't know. For me, I just imagine that there's a partial no shoot at the bottom of it, and then I'll always hit the alpha if it's far away. if you're looking at like a brown target, that's where you get in trouble usually.
Yeah. Yep. No, look at the spot, not the big brown thing out there.
Exactly.
All right. Well, thanks for chatting with us, Vince. Me and not Jeff.
No, I'm Jeff King.
The 5'10" Jeff King. But no, looking forward to shooting the match tomorrow, and thanks for joining us, Vince. All right, joining us now on the podcast, Scott Brown. You've won a match or 2 in your day. Are you local here?
I am. This is my home range.
It's your home range. And you started shooting when you were how old?
I was 12, so I've been shooting for a little more than 6 years, coming up on 7.
Okay.
God dang.
That makes me question my life choices. But anyway, I also never looked like him physically ever in my life, like not even as a much smaller Andy. So what was the biggest thing to get you to go from where, okay, you're a 12-year-old coming out here shooting some matches. At what point did it click like, oh, I not only like doing this, like I want to be really good at it?
Yeah, so really I started off shooting a bunch of local competitions, and I kind of just like getting out and doing it. I didn't really have any aspirations of being where I am today, but eventually there were some local people who were saying like, oh, you're getting better, and you should start doing this more. So a past national champion, he won nationals back in '94, Merle Eddington, took me under his wing, and he started training me, and he got me really far. He put me on a good regimen and taught me a lot about the sport. And then after I started getting good, I started to have a more aspiration into winning, becoming a grandmaster. my original goal when I really started getting into the competitive shooting, at least shooting not for fun, but getting into the more competitive side of it, was to become a national champion one day. And I didn't think that I would become national champion as soon as I did. But and I just kept on loving it, so I just got obsessed, kept training, dry firing every day.
And you haven't burned out yet?
Nope.
That's good.
Nope.
I mean, that's like the difference between people who get really good at something and people who get kind of good at something. Like for instance, I was a pretty good football player in high school, but I didn't love football. Like I didn't like love it.
Yeah.
I didn't care to do what it took to get that good. And mostly just because I was lazy, and the work was not fun. Like the games were fun,
so I think,
but the work wasn't fun.
Last year, I can't remember if you were talking to Joel or on the Hit Factor podcast, but you talked about your dry fire regimen, and it was a little bit overboard for what most people would consider normal.
Yeah, dry fire every day. The only days that I've missed dry fire have been on vacation, and I've probably been dry firing every day for the last 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
But getting my hands on the gun as much as possible is a really big thing for me. So just making sure when you pick that thing up, it just feels like it's part of your hand. But coming into a major match the week before, I'll probably be dry firing around 4 hours a day. And it's not 4 hours of constant dry fire. Right. It's split up into several different things. And I'll watch TV, get on social media, do some homework in between to give my hands a break. But the belt's on for, 4 hours.
Gotcha.
So like when you're studying, like you're going to college?
Correct.
Okay, so like you're studying, you're doing whatever. You got your belt on while you're sitting there?
Yeah.
Doing your problems or?
Yeah. So at least nowadays, a lot of classwork, you watch videos. So I'll just watch videos while I dry fire. I'll throw my AirPods in and listen to them. So I'll do that, do a couple assignments, maybe do like a little bit of reading if necessary. But really it's finding something to do in dry fire can keep you on the gun longer. But there is definitely some times where I just go down dry fire 30 minutes and very, very just dial in on it and just dry fire.
I know Andy's normal co-host. I'm actually part of the show, but he does the same thing. Like he has the ADHD.
It's a multitask dry fire. Like he's loading ammo while dry firing.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I will actually dry fire while editing the podcast sometimes. Like I'll be dry firing, but I'm listening. I don't do a lot of editing for quality. I edit for like the funny little clips at the beginning.
Yeah.
Is mostly what I'm doing. And I'm just waiting for some random little line. So like I'm paying attention to the podcast, but I'm still getting reps in. The only problem is sometimes if I'm listening too hard, then I wasn't paying attention to that rep.
Zone out,
yeah. And like I'm just going through the motion. I'm just throwing the gun around and not paying attention. And when I'm paying attention to like, okay, did I hit that spot? Then I'm not hearing the other thing. But I mean, it's a double-edged sword because if I just only did one or only did the other, my brain's going to wander anyway.
Yeah.
And sometimes like I'll be flinging the gun around and like, oh shit, that one was really good. What did I do? And then I can't remember what the hell, like, how did I make that work? Like, have you ever had that happen where you all of a sudden are, you're working on whatever it is, and all of a sudden it's like, that was really good. How did that happen?
Sometimes. A lot of the times it's more like something was really bad and I don't know. and that's what worries me. I always try and figure out what I do wrong. And then sometimes, you get one where you just hook up and you get a great run, great rep of whatever you're doing. And a lot of times after I do that, I just keep my hands on the gun, look at my grip, look at my stance, make sure that my fundamentals are in check and dry fire and stuff. And a lot of times that good rep leads to, my grip was perfect, my stance is great, my vision was doing what it needs to do. But on the really good, it happens sometimes, but it's really the finding out what you do bad and making sure you address that is the key to dry fire.
I remember hearing, I don't remember where I heard it, Jerry Michalek talking about having a moment, and like if something was really good, he would just like stop and just like replay it in his brain over and over and over again to try and and sometimes he'd like quit for the day. Like it's like, no, that I need that to soak in or whatever to have that thing. And I've done that. I haven't like quit practicing, but I will just stop and go, okay, how did that happen? Like a minor thing I learned drawing a pistol was to just, like I cant my gun a little bit forward just so the grip is a little more straight up and down when I'm grabbing it. And it would sometimes bind up on me lifting it straight up. Well, that's because it's canted forward, dummy. So like pull it out at the angle the gun is. And when I did that the first time, it was just like, it was the smoothest, butteriest draw I ever did. I'm like, holy shit. Like it was just an afterthought right before I did a rep. And it was like, oh, whoa, that was something there,
You addressed it, and then you started doing it more and more to fix it.
Like it was, well, no, it wasn't a fix. It was like the solution I didn't know I was looking for.
Yeah.
It was just like, oh, I wonder how it would go if I did it like this. And
lock it in.
And you just capture that feel, and then that's a lot of times what I do. But going back to like when you're just shooting really good, a lot of times I'll go out to practice with a couple 100 rounds. And honestly, if I'm doing really, really good, I don't think I'll make it to 200 rounds a lot of times. But if I'm doing bad, I do want to step back, give myself a break, and then go to the fundamentals. But really, when I'm working on something and I'm just doing it really good, I don't try and overwork it. I just try and take that feel into dry fire, and that's where it's going to stick.
Huh. So now you won, was it limited?
Correct.
You won nationals. What year was that?
Last year, 2023.
Okay, it was just last year. So, and you're what, 18, 19 now?
I am 18 right now, and I was 18 when I won.
Oh, so, well, yeah, it was just less than a year ago. Okay. So, at what age did you think that might happen?
Honestly, I never had a date in mind. I just wanted to become national champion one day. But I
mean, you could have sandbagged it and done like L10,
Yeah. I guess. But it was when I got second at nationals the year prior at 2022.
Oh God, that would make me hungry as fuck. Like,
and I also lost by 0.4 match points on my very last stage.
Who did you lose to?
Nils.
Oh, was that the year he shot minor? Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That was also pretty legend.
Yeah. That was a great but going into my last stage, I was down 44 points, 40-point stage to go, and I just killed the stage. Really couldn't have shot it any better.
Yeah.
But there was just this delta that I had. It was the only shot outside the alpha. If that was just a little bit more, could have got it.
Yeah.
So the next year I was like, oh, I got to win. I have to. So I just trained super hard that coming year, and I had a fantastic performance at 2023 Nationals.
Now, the thing that I think is the most interesting, are you still shooting limited, or are you shooting carry optics now?
Correct. I've dabbled in a couple of divisions, single stack, carry optics, limited. I'm going to be moving to open this year, not permanently, but after Nationals, there's a good break between open and limited Nationals, so I'm going to be shooting 2 level 2s and Nationals and open.
Oh, okay. But you're shooting limited at this match?
Yes.
Okay. But that's pretty, young guys don't shoot limited, typically.
Yeah, limited's kind of a dying division, sadly.
But what is it about shooting the irons and shooting that? Like, I shot limited for a long time. Like, it's a hard division. It's not an easy division, And like most guys who are good at limited are like big, huge, bulky, strong dudes. I'm not saying you're not strong, but you're not like
I'm a skinny guy.
You're not a huge, super strong dude. Like, how does that work? How's your tendinitis?
I got my wrist, elbow, shoulder. It's there, but I manage it pretty well. I make sure that I have some rubber band things that go around my finger for my hand.
Those help me too.
Yeah. I do some shoulder work I got a crunchy left shoulder just because I'm holding that gun up for so long. And then elbow pain. I've never really had it bad, but you can look up videos on how to get rid of tennis elbow and treatments for that. And, I do a couple of those things. But getting into limited, the reason why I shot limited was because I started off with the Glock 34, and I didn't know anything about the divisions. I didn't know major, minor. I didn't know what a disappearing target is. So I just, started shooting with a Glock with a magwell on it, and that put me in limited. And I just kept doing that, made an A class, shooting minor, and then I decided, I want to get serious doing this. So I picked up 2011, and major power factor. So it kind of just stuck. I love it. It's a great division. You can go really fast in it, but if you slip up on your grip, it can really punish you.
Oh yeah. Your grip's got to be so perfect. I destroyed my hands at a Ben Steger class in 2019.
Yeah.
I shot 1,800 rounds of 40 in 2 days, and just
God almighty.
Yeah, especially if you have those
destroyed
cheese
my
grater
hands.
grips.
I don't. I have the much more mild Henning grips on my tack sport and also on my Shadow 2. Like I don't like the really aggressive ones because I like skin. I like what it does for my body, but no, it like when it's just 40. 40 is hard on guns. It's hard on hands. It's hard on bodies. Like it's just hard on stuff.
It is.
But also, you're also still young enough where your vision allows you to shoot irons. Like I actually got better at shooting irons though when my vision kind of went to shit because I wasn't staring at the front sight, because that old dogma about front sight focus.
Yeah, I think.
Did you win a national championship with front sight focus?
No.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
No, I've actually always, I think, besides like when I very first started shooting, like just when my dad was teaching me how to shoot, it was front sight focus. But I think you just
sort of figured it out on your own.
It wasn't even a figure it out. I just did it.
Yeah.
And then like once I started doing like occluding red dots and stuff, I'm like, oh well, I don't really find the benefit just because I'm already doing it. Not saying that there's not great benefits to occluding red dots or putting a piece of tape over the front of your gun on irons. It's a really great way of training, but front sight focus never really a thing for me.
Yeah, I can't do it anymore anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
Makes it easy.
Yeah, it's easy when you get old. I mean, your day will come in probably 20 years or so or probably more than that, when you just like, oh, I can't see that thing anymore. Like, I mean, I'm closing in on open age as it is. So, and you're doing it for fun anyway. So,
yeah, I have a great time.
All right. Well, good luck with the match tomorrow. And Scott Brown, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, absolutely.
So thank you to Scott Brown, Vince Hall, Jeff Pickman, and of course, Steven, I ate shit at Free State Championship, Tomilson, for joining me on the podcast live from the Free State Championship. Jeff will be back with our Patreon episode tomorrow and every other show except when he's not here. And this is not another shooting show.